Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Wan Rifki Haikal Duan Badullah and my matrix card number is 2020375997. And for my part, I'm going to explain about the general preparation phase. Okay, let's start. The volume of training in the general preparation phase should be higher, but the intensity should be lower. Higher volumes are employed to create a training base for the next training stage as the intensity of the exercise increases. So this may develop an aerobic or muscular endurance base depending on the athlete's specific needs. Okay, so for this phase, we choose a 4-month in 1 year schedule to train our handball athletes from January to April because we want to improve their strength, cardiovascular fitness, speed, and flexibility. So in our opinion, 4 months for general preparation is appropriate, and we feel that our handball athletes will be able to achieve the goal in the general preparation phase in 4 months. We do an anatomical adaptation workout for our athletes in general preparation because they do not train out for long periods of time. As a result, individuals must go through a period of anatomical adaptation before they participating in more intense training. So the purpose of this phase is to train various biological systems for the challenge that a progressive load program will present in the future. So the first week, we will use the first week to explain the weekly activity in the general preparation. Okay, this is it. So Monday is going to be the first day of the general preparation, and we will do aerobic exercise here. The goal of the workout is to improve our handball players' cardiovascular fitness because handball demands a diverse set of skills, great concentration, and top level of physical fitness. So some of the most effective activities for increasing strength and stamina are jogging, rope jumping, and also cycling. So the athletes will improve their body's ability to absorb and use oxygen, which allow them to give energy game their all to give their energy until the end of the game. So as a result, our athlete must work to enhance their cardiovascular fitness. So they must perform at a modest effort using the basic of the aerobic system for the general preparation. And as you can see, the second day of training is Tuesday. We chose body weight training for the athletes on the second day of training to help them enhance their muscle strength because handball is a sport skill that requires technical abilities such as dribbling, throwing, power, and also catching. So handball, on the other hand, needs a considerable degree of muscle strength. So those with both technical skills and physical readiness can play the game at a very high level. Okay. Although the benefits of barbell and dumbbell weight training are tough to match, weight training can benefit everyone in any sports that they play. So in addition, our athletes must complete the program in 3 sets of 10 to 15 reps, about 10 to 15 reps. But on Wednesday is the rest day, and we proceed on Thursday. On Thursday, we will focus on the speed. So speed drills are one of the activities that athletes can do to improve their speed. Speed is defined as the amount of velocity possessed by a person in any given direction. And this usually refers to a person's ability to run forward in a straight path. To be exact, how fast they can run forward is referred to speed. Okay. Aside from that, these activities can help players improve their straight ahead speed and deceleration ability, which are crucial during handball games. Therefore, to conclude, SAQ training is critical for handball players since they must move quickly, in order to score a goal and must be able to change the directions quickly. And the final day of training is the is the 1 week general preparation plan, which is held, which will be held on Friday. And at this day, we focus on the flexibility training, um, on flexibility training. And on that day, since we aim to improve the athlete's flexibility, so that is the purpose, to improve the athlete's flexibility. And when it comes to flexibility, it is not just about avoiding injuries. It also has a direct effect on the athlete's ability to perform. Because if the athlete is inflexibility, not flexible, and the muscles can cause limited range of motion. So the uh, limited range of motion, the example, like if the athlete hamstring muscle are not flexible, they won't be able to sprint with full range of motion. And as a result, it will slow them down during the run. So flexibility is also an important when it comes to strength training. On the other hand, our athletes need to get enough rest on Wednesday, Saturday, and Sunday in order to be ready for the upcoming training session, to release the muscle, to heal the injured muscle so that they can play, they can go back to training on Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. So that is why we put 3 days of rest at this phase. I think that's all for my part, and we proceed to the next part. Thank you very much.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Aiman Mikhail Anwar and my matrix number is 2020117709. So for my part, I will explain about the specific preparation for the periodization table. Right, so let's move on. Alright, specific preparation refers to how the coach prepares the athletes for the sports in which they compete. We decided to give the athletes 3 months to prepare for the particular training from May through July. And then the specific preparation will take place. 3 months would be sufficient for preparation. We will concentrate on specific skills for the game in this phase. Right, so let's move on to the first day, which is on Monday. The first day of preparation, we made the decision to work on anaerobic endurance. The major goals is to improve the athlete's cardio so that they can play for extended periods of time. The participant will participate in 15 to 20 minutes shuttle run to improve anaerobic endurance. And then on Tuesday, there will be skill training, which is crucial in handball to beat the opponent and score um, in handball. The player must be able to perform a variety of skills, and then the training will last 45 to 90 minutes. And then the goal is to help them enhance their ability they will need in real life situation. Drills like passing, shooting, tactical in a real situation, and quick match will be included in the training. And the quick match will allow the participant to put what they learn throughout the training session into practice. And then on Wednesday, the attention will be on increasing muscle strength, such as weightlifting, push-up, bench press, bicep curls, overhead dumbbell, tricep extension, skull crusher, and barbell squat. Um, this exercise will help to stimulate the primary muscle involved in handball. It is crucial for the athlete to prepare this or his or her muscle in order to perform successfully in the game. Right. So on Friday, there will be a high intensity workout. Um, uh, the major goals of this exercise is to increase the athlete speed. We'll do ladder drills, high knee sprints, and sled pushes with the uses of weight resistant or speed enhancer. Um, speed training increase the athlete's ability to perform successfully by putting fast twitch muscle into overdrive. And then on Saturday is the last day of training. Another skills will be taught during the training, such as shooting drills, attacking drills, um, defensive drills, and brief match will be included in this session so that students may put what they have learned into practice. This training session will help to improve their communication as well as your performance, accuracy, and the quality. So the rest day will be on Thursday and Sunday. So I think that's all from my part. Thank you.
Hi, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Hafiz bin Nasar. My mentor number is 20201946 and 55. And today, I will be presenting about the pre-competitive in handball training. So, without further ado, let's move on to the presentation. So now, we move on to the pre-competitive. So basically, pre-competitive is actually defined as the moment right after the off-season period at the time training is done at a less competitive level and has a friendly matches. So with this pre-competitive session, the coaches and the athletes should start to move away from the general aerobic exercises and do more specific in the handball situation, which involve the both aerobic and aerobic conditioning. So with all this training that they do, it can improve their performance and build their strength due to the competitive. So let's move on to the next. As you can see from this slide, this is the table of 1 year training program for the handball athletes. So for the pre-competitive, we only choose 2 months, which is in August and September. So why we choose only 2 months? It is because we don't want to take a risk for an athlete to feel demotivation due to the competitive phase. So we only choose 2 months, which is in a short term in 1 year training program. So let's move on. So as you can see from this slide, this is the 1 week training program for the handball athletes. So as you can see, there's a lot of training activity which useful for an athlete to improve their performance, and we're gonna discuss one by one on why we suggest this training activity for the handball athletes. So let's move on to the first 1 week training session, which is in Monday. So the training objective for this training is to improve the anaerobic endurance, and the daily training intensity and reps, we choose a high intensity, which is in 80% of heart rate rest, and we performing the training in 15 to 20 minutes. So the training activity that we suggested for an athlete is shuttle run. So shuttle run is related to the anaerobic exercises, which useful for an athlete to build their muscle in their body. So for the next one is a full court defensive slide. So for this training activity, it can enhance the confidence for an athlete to in the specific handball situation. So let's move on to the next day. So for the next day, which is in Tuesday, the training objective is individual skill, and the daily training is moderate intensity, which is 50 to 75%, and with performing this training program is in 45 to 90 minutes. So the training activity that we performing is a ball handling drill, which can build the confidence for an athlete in the game situation. The cone drill. So the cone drills is actually for the agility training for an athlete to build the strength and speed. So the next one is defensive. So defensive for the defender in the handball. And next one is shooting drill for the players to make sure that they can shoot in accurate scene. So the last one is 1 versus 1. So this also can build the confidence for an athlete to scoring the goal. So let's move on to the next session. So let's move on to the next day, which is in Wednesday. So the training program, training objective for this day is team tactics and set play, which is a one team training session. So we use a moderate intensity, which is 80% of heart rate rest, and we do this training session within 45 to 90 minutes. So the training program training activity that we suggested for an athlete is number 1, pick and roll, transition play, which is static set and play, pass and coordination, and the last one is defense zone and man to man. So we move on to the next day, which is in Friday. So in Friday, the training objective is film study and analyze, which have no intensity exercises. And we do this training session within 45 to 60 minutes. The training activity that we suggested is analyze team tactical and technical aspect. So with this training activity, the athletes can read the player or read the teams, how they play the games. So in Saturday, the training objective is applying skills in game situation. So the daily training intensity, we use a low intensity, which is a 50 to 60%, and we do these exercises in 45 to 60 minutes. So training activity that we do is quick match in one team. So the player can apply the skill that they do before this to this quick match. So the 1 week training program is end with the rest day for an athlete. So I think that's all for my part. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Ahmad Amirul Mukminin bin Ruslan. My metric number is 2020151717. Okay, today I will present about my part, which is competitive, and the sport is a handball. So continue to the next slide. So this slide for competitive, what is competitive and the goal of competitive. The main goal of this competitive base is to maintain the athlete's specific performance. Aside from that, the exercise focus on the athlete strength and anaerobic conditioning. Furthermore, during this phase, the athlete's fitness, strength, stamina, and other characteristics are prioritized. When beginning the competition phase, the athlete training should give the athlete a sense of confidence, fitness, and strength after follow through training that built a solid foundation. The training must produce results that are related to intensity, volume, nutrition, strategy, and mental preparation. Training is an important method for the athlete's natural response, both mentally and physically to the event. Okay, so this slide show the table about the table for competitive, which is a 2 month. We do the competitive exercise. For this competitive basis, we will train athlete for 2 months in preparation for an event. The competitive phase lasts 3 months from October to November. During this phase, we will focus on how to maintain the athlete physical fitness and game preparation. Their mental and physical strength must be a good working order in order to avoid any unexpected shock or low motivation during the event. In terms of training phases, we will go over the November period in greater detail. Each month lasts 4 weeks and the explanation will take place in week 3. Every day we will use a different training method. Okay, for this table, this one for weekly exercise for preparation competition. On Monday, the training goal is to maintain the athlete's endurance, and we choose sprint intervals as the exercise. These exercises are intended to be brief but intense. A large amount of energy is expended in a short period during the exercise. It helps athletes improve their strength and power. It also helps athletes with their body fitness and metabolism. The following day, the training focus on maintaining the athlete's strength, and the exercise we choose is body weight exercise. So body weight exercise is also important in an athlete's routine because it increases muscle endurance and other benefit. The intensity we recommend for this workout is moderate. Okay, for the next day, Wednesday is for keeping up with the agility training. In handball, the athlete's agility is crucial. Agility training will give the athlete more confidence by improving their speed, coordination, explosive power, and specific skill. Lastly, for Friday and Saturday, the main objective is to maintain the athlete's power and their flexibility. For power training, the athlete will apply the maximum amount of force as fast as they can. And for flexibility, we will focus on the athlete joint mobility. The outcome, athletes are able to favor stability, and the exercise will combine with different techniques to improve overall flexibility. Okay, that's all for me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Nabil bin Azian, and today I'm going to be explaining transition for my part. My name is Muhammad Nabil bin Azian. My matrix number is 2020586691. What is a transition? A transition time should be utilized to connect yearly training plans or preparation for another big competition following long period of training, hard labor, and stressful competition. As in case of bicycle, tricycle, and multi-cycle annual training programs, the transition time is critical for the athlete's preparation for the following training cycle. The athlete should begin the new preparation session after properly healing from the previous competitive season. If the athlete enters a new preparatory phase before fully recuperating, future competitive cycle will be impeded, and the chance of injury will increase. The period of transition, commonly known as the off-season, that connects two annual training schedules. This space is meant to promote psychological rest, relaxation, and biological regeneration while maintaining an appropriate degree of overall physical preparedness. All loading factors should be reduced, and the major training component should be limited to general training. If there is a technical or tactical improvement, this period lasts 3 to 4 weeks every month, but should not last more than 5 weeks under under typical circumstances. So, for this transition phase, we will provide the athletes with a month of transition period in a year. December, in order to provide them time to properly recuperate physically and emotionally from the previous seasons. However, if athletes have a complete rest with no physical activity for the entire 1 month, it will result in severe training. Even if it is only for a short amount of time, as a result we have organized the plan with 4 days of training and 3 days of relaxation per week to ensure that the athlete can retain their performance throughout the coming season. On Monday, the athletes will engage in cross training, which focus on preserving athletes' aerobic capacity by involving them in diverse exercise and activities in sports other than handball. Handball player, for example, can conduct hill runs, pitch workouts, football activities, or volleyball as a distinct cross-training alternative. As a result, it enables individuals to engage in activities for a longer amount of time and helps to maintain aerobic capacity even while they are in a transition stage. On Tuesday, the athletes will engage in functional training, which consists of exercise that stimulate ordinary motions that athletes may do at home or in sports to teach their muscles to work together and prepare them for daily duties. Functional exercise regimen emphasize core stability while also engaging a variety of muscle in the upper and lower body. A squat, for example, is a functional workout since it improves the muscle that aid the athlete with daily tasks such as rising and falling from a chair or picking up low things. Athletes may train their muscle to work in the same manner they do in everyday life to prepare their bodies to perform effectively in a range of situations. The participant will next perform a flexibility workout on Thursday to retain their flexibility. Increased flexibility can aid players to improving their speed, agility, explosiveness, and athleticism, all of which are vital in handball. Handball players may enhance their range of motion and compete on the court by performing static, dynamic, ballistic, and PNF flexibility training. Static flexibility training, for example, helps to stretch a muscle to the limit of its range of motion by maintaining the posture and applying pressure for 15 to 16 seconds. Static flexibility training does not need voluntary muscular activity. Handball players can increase their leaping power by stretching their hamstring muscle before and after practice. As a result, it is critical for handball players to keep their flexibility in order to perform well in the coming season. Finally, the player will perform agility drills on Friday in order to retain their quickness. Athletes can do agility drills such as 4 corner agility corner taps, 5 cone agility close out drill, backboard slap agility, and defensive wheel drill. These activities assist athletes retain strong body control by controlling the direction of their movement. Furthermore, it increases the athlete's heart rate and blood flow, both of which can enhance their overall cardiovascular health. Agility training may also help with injury prevention. Athletes may also develop their multi-planar coordination, which is the ability to move in three separate directions. That's all from me. Thank